Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Kageyama, and I'd like to welcome everyone here to Be Your Own Hero. I'm a stage 4 prostate, bone, and lung cancer patient, been dealing with cancer since 2021, been doing very, very well, always looking to learn, always looking to improve, and I think that's what it's all about. And I have somebody today that, we're going to talk about improving diet and things of that nature. But we'll get to that in a second. Things are going very, very well here in Texas, and we're experiencing a lot of rain, which we didn't expect. It's been raining every few days almost, um, which is surprising, but it's been really, really beautiful and really nice. And so we're real happy to be here. And so what I'd like to do at this time is I'd like to bring on my guest who I actually met her through LinkedIn, and she has spoken at our Cancer Conquering community on Thursday and did an absolutely fabulous job. In fact, I'll tell a quick story. Uh, Adriana, she said, "Oh, I'm going to get you a PowerPoint." And this was on over the weekend. She said, "I'll get you a PowerPoint by Tuesday." And Tuesday came, no PowerPoint. Wednesday, I think I called her, and she told me something that just blew me away. She said, "Don't worry, it's going to be great." And I said, "Okay." And so just went with faith, and she did a great job. She spoke at our Cancer Conquering community. It was I don't know, about a month ago or so on a Thursday, and did an absolutely fabulous job. And so I wanted to bring her on to share some of her knowledge with all of you about some very important things. And so at this time, I would like to bring on my guest, Adriana Bellani. Adriana, please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Thank you, Mark, for having me in your channel. It's a pleasure to always connect with you and your audience. I am a functional nutritionist, and my road to adopting a healthy life started with my father passing of liver disease, and that led me to learn a lot about the disease and also learn about the power of nutrition. I find myself in a situation where I knew I had to change my habits, and so I engaged in this fantastic journey, and the results were incredible, and that led me to get the functional nutrition certification, and it's been an amazing journey. On a every day, I am an HR professional as well. I bring 20 something years of experience of HR, and I now have the opportunity to combine my power for wellness and healthy lifestyle with work. So thank you again, Mark, for having me in your channel.
We are so happy to have you, and we're so interested to learn about some of the things you're going to be talking about, which I think can help absolutely everybody. So let's talk about what drove you
Mhm,
become a functional nutritionist,
mhm.
and why you have that passion.
Yes, my father passed of liver disease, and his situation was driven by an immune condition. And oftentimes we associate liver disease and cirrhosis with, alcohol consumption. Yes, my dad did enjoy his cocktails, and up until the time he passed, he really didn't necessarily give them up. But that was not the driving function of the disease. My father was a very active young man, and he enjoyed a lot of horseback riding and a lot of adventures. and that led him to sustain some injuries. He had spinal injury when I uh, was about to be born and had to sustain surgery. Over a period of time, those surgeries, knee surgery, surgery here and there, led him to take a lot of medicine. He was not necessarily addicted to any particular medicine, but he took medicine that wasn't vetted. Originally from Mexico, and maybe the studies of long-term medicine effect were not necessarily known at the time, and we're finding that with a lot of conditions, even these days, and that caused the perfect combination for his body to be out of balance and led to the disease. And he ended up passing. He was very young, 76, with a wonderful desire for life. And then I saw myself also not necessarily engaging in the best healthy habits. So I've gained weight. I had some ups and downs in life, like many of us have. And through the treatment that he encountered and through changing my own habits through food, I saw wonderful results. And I thought this got to be more than to life than just, the the conditions that people experienced. And so the results led me to become a functional nutritionist.
That is great. So why don't we get into the meat of the discussion? What do
Mhm,
you feel is your most important starting point to deal with as far as um, the importance of the human body and diet and all of
mhm.
that? Where do you like to start with?
Yes, I think probably a little bit of education as to what is functional nutrition and conventional nutrition. I think it's important to separate the both. I think conventional medicine, it is needed and it is there for a reason, but often conventional medicine is going to treat a problem when the problem becomes, a terrible disease at times. There are accidents that happen that don't necessarily lead to a disease, but there are lifestyle choices that we have that lead to chronic diseases, right? And where functional nutrition and functional medicine come is in preventing and being able to support the healing in natural ways. So by all means, I'm not a doctor. I always encourage people to look for the advice of a physician. But in my background, I've also um, have testimony, personal testimony, healing myself and engaging in better habits have led me to live an optimal life. I'm 54 years old. I don't take any medicines. And I've learned through functional nutrition that if you get to know your body and ultimately reach that balance, then your body is a very intelligent machine, if we want to call it that, and your body is going to do what it knows to do to keep you well. Your body's job is to keep you healthy. And if you help your body maintain that balance, you're going to live a very long life, a very healthy and active life. And it's just about fine tuning and making um, sometimes very small changes in your life to reach that optimal balance.
Or maybe big changes?
Mhm. Sometimes the big changes are necessary, right? But oftentimes when we think about change, let's think about, for example, sugar. I like sweets. It is my, for some individuals, it's a little bit of comfort. Food as well. You don't necessarily have to go through dramatic changes. You just have to make, baby steps to create a strong foundation to eventually see those significant changes down the road.
I completely agree. It's unfortunate that the older we get, the harder it is for us to change.
Hmm.
Until something smacks you in the face and you
Hmm.
realize I don't have a choice. Uh,
Hmm.
when that happens. So how do you approach, say, for instance, somebody who has cancer? What
Mhm.
do you suggest for them?
Um, it's a terrible condition, a terrible disease. But it's also maintaining a very strong mindset, right? When you approach anything in life, it's no different to cancer. And from a nutritional perspective, I'm going to talk about the liver because the liver is really such an important organ in your body. It is really your powerhouse, where if your liver is healthy, you're going to be able to maintain that balance and help your body function the way it is meant to, as I mentioned earlier. There are so many side effects that affect other organs in your body when your liver is not functioning properly. It's going to affect the way you digest and the way your body is digesting everything in your gut system, your gut health. It is deeply affected by how your liver is functioning. It also has an effect on how you process in fats. Fats are very important in your cells, right? But it has to be the right fats and the non-trans fats. And your liver also has an important role in regulating your metabolism and sugar. So if you have diabetes, for example, we know that insulin is produced in the pancreas, but the glycogen, right, is balanced by the liver. So if you are fighting diabetes, for example, and your gut is not necessarily working properly, your balance and your bacteria is not in place, then you're going to have a lot of side effects. Liver is also going to clean your body. It's going to get rid of all the toxins. So the more toxins you overload your body with and your liver, it's not going to have that chance to clean and produce and allow to clean your blood. And when you have that perfect combination, you're not going to have optimal brain function. Your cells are not going to be absorbing the right nutrients. And so it also affects hormones. I mean, it's just a side effect altogether throughout your body when your liver is not functioning in maximum capacity.
When somebody new comes to you,
Mhm.
and are you able to discern if they have an issue with their liver just by looking at them?
Unfortunately, no. And you often hear about fatty liver disease, right? And your liver is such a wonderful organ that has capacity to heal itself, right? And to just it's just such a magical organ, really. Um, but the challenge is that there are a lot of silent symptoms that don't show up until your liver is really in bad condition. And going into, a conventional doctor and getting your regular lab work, which I encourage you to do, that is very, very important. The measurement of, your liver function and your enzymes, the results that you get in your lab work, it's a very wide range. So when the red alert is going and then the signs begin to show in your lab work, your liver is already struggling quite a bit, and it's very hard to see. Obviously, in later advanced stages of the disease, you begin to see very, very obvious some of those signs, which is going to be the jaundice, the yellowing coloring in your eyes and your skin, the thickness of your skin. You're gonna lose, that thickness and elasticity of your skin. You're gonna have rashes. Um, Mental fog is going to be there. Again, we see a significant connection between your brain, your gut, and your brain function. Actually, brain function and Alzheimer's is and can also be preventable through having optimal liver function. And so there are a lot of symptoms that don't show up until the disease and the liver condition is advanced.
I just had an old friend pass away from liver cirrhosis
Hmm.
about 10 days ago. And he was a guy who loved to work out. He had a plant nursery
Hmm.
in California. And in fact, he loved his nursery so much, he built his house right in the middle of the nursery so he could
Hmm.
go out whenever he wanted to and work on his plants. I mean, I've
Hmm.
never seen somebody so dedicated to anything in my life, but that's what he loved.
Hmm.
But the reason that he passed away from liver cirrhosis was when he was out in the field, no matter how hot it was, he wouldn't drink enough water.
Hmm.
And yeah, in fact, when his wife told me that he got liver cirrhosis, but he never drank, I said, is it because, he didn't drink enough water when he was out there working? And she said, yeah, that's what the doctor said. Uh,
Hmm.
so, you know, drinking water, uh, whether you're thirsty or not, is a very important thing, and good clean water as well.
Hmm. Absolutely, Mark, for anyone that has cancer in particularly, um, just the basics, in the way you can begin helping your liver to work in optimal capacity is having clean water. I cannot stress enough the quality of water. There's so many, um, uh, philosophies out there. There's so much bottled water. So a few things about water, I would say. You need to get a filter, whether you have this condition or not. Water is essential for life, and quality of water is optimal. And so water filtration is great. Ionize your water, alkalize your water, and make sure that the water it's coming from a clean source. The water also carries a lot. It's one way to clean your liver, right? And with a little bit of salt, the salt carries a lot of minerals, and I'm talking a little bit, no, I'm not talking a lot, obviously all in balance. That can help you carry a lot of the minerals that your body needs to stay hydrated. So it's not just water, it's also the minerals that go in the water. Um, so we can talk about, different things that I recommend for when someone is dehydrated, and ways to keep up your minerals. But water is such an essential component, um,
Yeah,
to stay
and I
to keep your body
I
clean.
completely agree with you. Um, I get that question. That subject comes up a lot with people who have cancers. What do I do about my water? I mean, it's crazy to me that some people just say, "Oh, I just drink bottled water, and I do this, I do that." But having a clean, clear source of water is critical in a cancer journey. And
Hmm.
it's something that is not emphasized enough.
Hmm.
Having that good, clean water, not only to drink, but also to shower in, to clean
Hmm.
yourself in, um, to, use every day. Because people forget about that. Our biggest organ is our skin.
Hmm.
So if you're showering in water that has a lot of chemicals in it without it being filtered, that can affect you as well, correct?
Absolutely. We absorb toxins in so many different ways, and we think that it only has to come from food. So I would say that a lot of, unfortunately, in our days, there's, we have had conversations, Mark, about how wonderful it is to live in a very convenient world. But the more chemicals you drink and the more chemicals you expose your body to, all of that have to be filtered by your liver, right? And if your liver is constantly struggling to keep your body clean from these toxins, you're robbing that function from doing what it's meant to do more naturally. And at some point or another, that's where the immune system is compromised. And that's how the disease show up. So it is critical to minimize those toxins. Toxins can come from the air around. Also, in addition to having a clear source of water, is also taking a look at how clean the air in your system at home or your apartment wherever you live is. Something that people don't talk about is your skin is going to absorb a lot of these toxins. So what you put on your skin, the shampoos that you use, the chemicals that you put in your body, makeup for women has a lot of metals, right? And there are, I love my makeup. I like to look good. I think it's something that, as a woman, I embrace. But there are options that are more natural for the body to do. There are a lot of healthy recipes for you to even use things like deodorant, right? Toothpaste. Fluoride is a form of pesticide. And, it is thought that because you have to have fluoride in your teeth, that's the only way to clean them. But fluoride is a form of pesticide when you think about it. And it's not going to affect you when you do it one time, but over a consistent period of time, a lifetime of chemicals that you expose your body in so many different ways, it adds up. And that's the challenge. One food, chips that you get out there, it's not going to ruin your body. The problem is that on an ongoing, consistent lifestyle, that what we're talking about here, it adds up and it affects your body and impacts your liver, and eventually your liver can't function anymore.
Let's talk a little bit more about why it's so important to make sure that your liver is functioning optimally, and especially in the presence of disease.
Mm-hmm. Well, your body is what regulates a lot of the functions and the quality of all the functions in your body is going to come from how clean and pure your blood is. Your blood is going to carry nutrients. It's not just your what you eat and what you consume. Your body carries a lot of natural chemicals that are needed for oxygen, that are needed for minerals in your body and to feed your cells. We often think about food consumption, just things that are going to be absorbed in my stomach. But if your liver is not allowing your body to work in an optimal capacity, you're not going to absorb the nutrients that you need. So let's begin, with the metabolism in your body. That energy that your body needs, your cells need to have, the battery is charged, right? And if you don't have enough, your metabolism isn't strong, and the energy that your body is working with is not optimal, you're tired and not reproducing and not doing the function that is intended to do. The liver connection with your gut health is the connection is significant, and your body is responsible for producing bile. Bile secretion is going to be a function that is going to be produced and carried in combination with the gallbladder. If the quality of the bile is thick and not as it's intended, again, it's going to prevent you from absorbing all of those minerals and nutrition that you need. And it also impacts your hormone function. A lot of people don't think that the hormone activity is affected by the liver, but indeed it is. Let's take at the glycogen that is regulated by the liver. The glycogen is the sugar component, that is regulated and that affects how your insulin and how your pancreas is going to work. And so for diabetics, for anyone who's trying to lose weight, you can get into a keto diet, you can get into many other diets and you can stop eating certain foods. But again, if you're not working towards maintaining, that liver function, you're never going to lose the weight because your body is constantly struggling to clean the toxin, right? And it's not going to work properly. The cardiovascular system, again, the quality of the blood that is passing all throughout your body. Let's talk about that cholesterol. Your body needs cholesterol, good cholesterol, and the liver is responsible for producing that. But if the quality of cholesterol is not good and the liver is not filtering the bad cholesterol, all of that gets in your arteries and eventually gets in your heart. Ultimately, your brain, there is a strong, there has been scientifically proven, there's a lot of studies out there that even the quality of how your gut is working and your liver is working takes a toll on your brain, and it is related and linked to an increased cases in Alzheimer's. So it's affecting everything that your organs, your other organs, and how they work. It is really your powerhouse, and it maintains the balance in many other functions in your body.
Beautiful. I just absolutely love this subject. And you have tremendous knowledge, and we really appreciate you sharing this with our audience because it's a very, very important subject, which is really not talked about a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I have one last question for you. If I were to come to you and say, Adriana, I'm able to get you on a national feed to
Mm-hmm.
talk to America. Let's keep it with the United States for right now,
Mm-hmm.
just to make it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what would your message be to people to be on the lookout for, and what would your advice be to them as far as their health goes?
Yeah, I would say, Mark, we talk about convenience, and I want to bring that back again. We're very busy, and we talk about how wonderful sometimes packaged food tastes like. And the reality is that all those packaged foods and that convenience comes with a lot of chemicals, and it's being over processed, and that takes a toll on your liver. So if I were to share a really compelling message, try to adopt a more natural way of eating, and make the substitutions that are really not that difficult. There are people who will always like to have a cookie or something sweet. There are natural substitutions that you can have instead of the heavily conventional processed food. Anytime that you go to a grocery store and you pick up a package food, a box, cereal, you're going to look at the ingredients, and that's not something that we look at. When you look at the ingredients, you're going to find a list of 30 plus things that make up your food, and you can't pronounce most of those ingredients, right? And so all of those are chemicals, and so they're not naturally produced. Your body will not naturally produce them, and they have to exit your body in one way or another, right? You're not so you that's where it comes to, how your liver is going to be overworked in processing all of these toxins. So let's begin with water. eliminate or try to reduce packaged food that you have, and then look at more natural ways of using other um, beauty products, shampoos, conditioners that are not as chemically altered and can be more natural. And in those just very few changes, you're going to see a tremendous um, shift in how your body is reacting, the energy that you have, your mental clarity. Just stay away from chemicals, stay away from packaged food as much as you can.
In fact, the thing that kind of is one of my pet peeves is the government puts things in our packaging that is deceiving to us, making us think that they're healthy when they're really not.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just because it is FDA approved doesn't mean that it's healthy for you to clean. And I think this is where people really need to start thinking about what this really is and investigate. Again, that convenience, you have it in the store, it tastes good, it is easy to access. You don't have to spend time, cooking. Um, and the reality is just because it's FDA approved, it doesn't mean it's healthy for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Adriana, thank you so much. Really appreciate your expertise and your knowledge and your passion and your message because it's something that I think is something that we all could improve on, no matter who we are or what we've done. And I always learn when I talk to you,
Mhm.
and you know, I really, really appreciate you and your willingness to share your knowledge. And we're going to include links to Adriana's sites and things like that in the description. So you can, if you have any questions for her, you can reach out to her. She's very willing and very, very kind person to and wants to help people. And I think that is absolutely fantastic. So once again, thank you so much for your time and your expertise, Adriana. And
Thank you for having
also,
me, Mark.
absolutely. And also, I'd like to thank everyone out there, everybody who's watching this video. We really appreciate you and we really appreciate you supporting the channel. Please like, make a comment in the comment section and subscribe to the channel. And I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic weekend and week coming up. And please join us next week for another episode, another interview on To Be Your Own Hero. Take care, everyone. Have a blessed week, and we will see you next week. Thank you.